Greetings, friends. It's Woe Daddy here with Rock Leo. How you doing tonight? And we had our suggestion come via satellite from Mr. Riley Smiles. And if you don't know, he's our resident Demon Slayer expert.
Yep.
And so he gave us a synopsis of this character Inosuke or something like that. I'm gonna spell it out at the end, so we're gonna figure that out. So we had some technical issues with sound. So we're gonna pop that into the video and give you an overview of the stuff that we learned. Okay, so I'm going to give you a brief overview of what's going on here. You can see I'm down the bottom left talking to our resident expert Riley about Natsuke, and he's explaining how to say his name and laughing at all my mishaps and trying to understand that. And so what's happening now is he's going over sort of how Natsuke was thrown off a cliff as a child. And he's like kind of brain damaged and a little crazy, but he's super powerful, and he has these breathing techniques that he does that apparently allow him to have this beastly like alertness. Talked a little. And in the meantime, we are going to get into the creation station and check it out. Alright, so here we are in the creation station working on Inosuke, and here is a boar's mask that we're going to put right about here. We're going to leave some room for some swords and a little bit of body. So I'm going to start with the nose, as I have with most of my cartoons that I typically do, and it's kind of like a fidget spinner shape. And then you're gonna end up with like these two center nostrils, which we're gonna try to keep a little bit close in the middle and thicker on the outside. And so it's okay if you let like one kind of go up a little more, thicker or thinner. Keep it thick around here and tight on the inside. All right, now this snout is kind of where this mouth of this mouth is gonna come together, and so it's gonna get a little darker down here. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna kind of open up a little section, and a tusk is coming out of it like that, and it's gonna curve a little bit to the inside. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna create kind of like some fur movement, and then this is gonna be kind of the chin beard area of the head. We're gonna end up with something like this. All right, we're gonna work on the other side and then kind of bring it all together. So we're gonna kind of come up here, and we're gonna get our kind of tusk sort of coming in, and the chin beard coming together. Alright, sort of just like that. And then the beard's gonna sort of work its way up the face, so it's gonna kind of pick up like this, and maybe kind of tilt more downward and not out as much. And then we're gonna end up with these sort of ears. And then it's gonna be flat across the top. So our ears are gonna come out like that, and have a little line for color. So we're just gonna work on this side and kind of get it up like this, and bring our head in like that. And our ears kind of coming across sides. So it's okay if they're kind of like tilted in different directions. All right, and then the eyes are gonna kind of start towards where the nose is. Be kind of big and crazy right about here. Has the eyeballs and pupils hanging out on the outside of the eye. And that was one of the key things about this character, was sort of its vision that it has all around it. So the eyes kind of just look like they're looking all over the place. And what we're going to do is we're going to kind of bring an eyebrow up like this. And just kind of tighten in some of the lines. So we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Alright, and then a little bit of kind of weariness showing right about there. And then just kind of like some of these lines for hair. You're just going to kind of bring them in. I'm kind of using where the angles meet, and then a consistent pattern of space in between, if you will. Maybe skip one here or there, keep a couple together, sort of like that. Okay. And that's what's going on. All right, and then a little bit more of the same thing, kind of right in here on this level. And a little bit over on these sides. And there's little lines in the snout to sort of suggest that it's sticking off of the face. Alright, so then we're gonna have, this is what this character is wearing on its head, and he's a pretty tough guy. We're gonna have some shoulders here and a bicep. Alright, so we're gonna have a little kind of line suggesting where the pectoral muscles will be. Alright, and then the lower part of the chest, and some of the abdomen, kind of starting, maybe like that. Alright, so we're going to have another bicep in here, and a forearm, which we're going to open up into a hand, like that. Some fingers, sword, coming through, just like that. A little bit coming out the edge. We're gonna have our elbow kind of coming in, down. Have a little bit of a line for our biceps, our shoulders coming back in like that, and just an essence of another sword kind of coming across our character. And now we're going to we're just going to put a tattoo straight across him. Inosuke. Harbachi. Alright, there we go. And then I'm going to flip it back into the space. Get my signature right in the bottom corner. And so that's what we're going to focus on today. We're just focusing on that wild, crazy look, kind of the iconic look of Inosuke with that tough guy sort of air thrown in. And can't wait to see what you guys are going to suggest next. I hope you had a lot of fun drawing along with me. And remember, never stop drawing.